Peloton is another Prime Flex innovation by Toray. And in part of knitting the Alpine product, they've been researching, developing a whole knit program using Prime Flex yarn. And I've been looking at synthetic knits for a long time. I've worked with Polartec in the past, and until Toray came out with the Prime Flex package of knits, I hadn't found anything that really rivaled Polartec, and hadn't found a reason to get into synthetics and get away from merino wool and have another option than merino wool until they came out with the products, the fabric products and technologies that we're using in Peloton. And we have 3 different fabric weights in Peloton. We have the 130, the 200, and the 240. Like our merino product line, the numbers determine the fabric weights. So you're gonna put the 130 as a next to skin type of piece. And this fabric's got it's 100% polyester. It uses the Prime Flex yarn, so there's absolutely no elastic in it. It's got a really soft, nice hand feel to it. This fabric is really durable. It dries ridiculously fast because there is no elastic. And it's got the high grade Prime Flex yarn. So it's just got a great feel. It wears really, really well and dries really fast. And I'll use is synthetic against my skin on shorter hunts that may have just a lot of moisture in the air. When I was down hunting New Zealand a couple years ago, I noticed that all of our guides were wearing synthetics in the country that produces all the merino wool, and I asked them why. And in that country down there, in their fall, which is our spring, there's just a lot of fog and moisture in the air, and their wool just never has a chance to dry out. So against their skin, they're running all synthetics, which got me interested in putting together a synthetic line for KUIU. And until these fabrics came out from Toray, I hadn't found something that I really trusted to put next to my skin besides merino wool. And this is a great option. If you don't like wool, you don't like how fragile it can be, or you want something more durable that dries faster, this is going to be a great choice against your skin. It comes in a long sleeve and a short sleeve tee, and also a bottom as well. And we're going to have headwear and neck gaiters in the future that will come out later this year. And then the next fabric weight up is our 200, and it's the product I'm wearing here today. It's going to come in a quarter zip, in a zip tee, and also in a hoodie. And I love this hood design on this shirt. You can just pull it up. Kind of substitutes the need for a beanie. It's going to give you good ear protection, obviously give you good concealment, and if you're sitting and glassing, it's going to give you wind protection on the back of your neck. So you can get this in a zip tee or in a hoodie. And what I love about this fabric is the jersey face is going to give you some abrasion resistance. It's got a brushed back to it, so you get nice soft fleece on the inside. And it's got a very similar feel to a power stretch that a lot of you guys are familiar with, but it's a little bit more durable on the face. It doesn't tend to catch burrs and is better against thorns and abrasion than like a power stretch type of fabric. And again, it's 100% polyester, dries very, very fast. And something to look at when you're looking at these mid-weight knits is how much elastic is mixed in with these polyesters. A lot of mid layers that are out there in the market have a lot of elastic. It's something you want to avoid because of how much moisture they'll pick up. And then what probably maybe my favorite fabric in this line is the 240. And it's a pretty unique knit in how it's constructed. And it's a 2-layer knit fabric. So we've got a micro fleece on the inside, and then it's bonded to we call it a grid knit on the outside. It's going to give you abrasion resistance. You can probably see the texture of this fabric on camera. And then by construction, it creates wind resistance. So there's not a membrane that's going to block the wind, but by construction, it's going to give you wind resistance, which is important. So we're not going to get any breathability restriction, but we're going to get wind resistance by construction on this fabric. It stretches really, really well. And what I found in testing this, it wears like a soft shell, but it's it weighs a lot less, and it's a lot less cumbersome to wear. You can wear it closer to your body. It stretches and moves with you. And it's going to give you a lot of warmth. And over the top of the 130 and the 210, and you put the 240, it's a great layering package that's going to weigh less than like a merino Merino 145, a 210, and then our soft shell jacket. So if you're looking for something that's a little lighter and a little more streamlined, this is a great way to go. It's got built-in thumb cuffs, it's got 2 hand pockets, and it's a full front zip. This also comes in a hoodie as well, and lets us have another option in our layering system. And I think what I like about synthetics is how light they are for how warm they are and how quickly they'll dry. One of the downsides for me on wool is because they're hydrophilic, wool being hydrophilic in nature, it's going to pull moisture into that fabric that then is going to evaporate. So those fabrics have a tendency to hold a lot of moisture and can get heavy, and if you're in really wet environments, just have a long drying time, and sometimes you can't get them dry. And so on those types of trips, synthetics are an absolutely great option. Synthetics happen to cost a little bit less, and within kind of our range of products, I think have a great fit in expanding the range of our layering system and fitting into the different products we make.